I'll call you back again to another video lecture on C# programming, and in this video lecture we'll go ahead and look at string objects. We're going to look at strings, and we want to look at some of the objects that are needed in strings. And first of all, what is string? That is first thing you need to know. How can you be able to declare string and variable? So for every string, you go ahead and use a string variable and the string data type. Then you go ahead and give it a variable name. You can go ahead and give it any name, maybe string country, string country, and it goes with double quotation mark. That is one thing that is attributed to string. It is always double quotation mark. Alright, and not single quotation mark. So you can say India. Alright, so you just text one. Now, you want to collect or want to write as many as possible. So you can put that in an array. Alright, so this is another way of collecting so many, maybe different countries together or different elements of descent. Now let's say you want to say string, and if you want to put that into an array, go ahead and put a string, open a close brackets. Then you can say maybe countries equal to open a close brace, maybe say Nigeria, Ghana, India, reverse A, press semicolon at the end, and so on. So you can do this way. Alright. So some other way you can be able to this, you can also declare a string. And then let's go ahead and say string, and let's say string first name. You can say last name, and sorry, not string equal value string first name. Just declare the string and then assign the value to these variables, maybe surname. Alright, now you can come down here and say that first name is equal to Peter, put comma, and last name is equal to Paul, put comma, and then you can say that surname is equal to James, and put comma. So this is how you can be able to declare strings, and then you go ahead and assign values to the variables. Now, the other one that goes with string, which we always talk about, is the character. So the char. The difference between this char and the string is that char takes a single quotation mark and it goes with just a single character inside. Okay. So you can give them maybe char name equal to E. It can be R. It can be R. It can be T. It can be Q, but it must be 1. So once you put something more than 1, you can see the red dots right there showing you there is an error here. Consider, I want to go ahead and remove just one element from there, and everything balance is considered. You also put this in an array. Let's say if you want, we can say char and put that into an array. Let's say char Chanelo. Well, Chanelo is equal to hello, with comma. So just say hello. Alright, so just wanted to bring out just hello and put a semicolon at the end. So in this way, you can be able to use your character as an array or as a single variable, okay? Or it's still strings. And now let's go ahead and look at concatenating strings. To concatenate a string, you can have a string, maybe say a string names equal to string names equal to first name, which we have already declared. So first name plus space, important. Then last name plus space. Then surname and place semicolon at the end. Now I can go ahead and say console dot readline. So console readline, I can go ahead and give a name right there and place semicolon. So if I call names and not name. If I call names, you go ahead and print out Peter, Paul, and James. And let's go ahead and say console dot read key. So console read key, go ahead and place semicolon at the end. Now let's go ahead and run this code and check it out. So we have names right here. And why we have names is because we're done insert names inside double quotation mark. So remove the double quotation mark and just insert names alone. And then go ahead and print that out. So anything double quotation mark, you just print it out the way it is. But if you remove the double quotation mark, it will go ahead and give you Peter, Paul, James. Can you see that? Alright. So now, the next thing is you can be able to print out the arrays. Okay. You can also print out the arrays and let's go ahead and see how we can be able to print all these out. Alright. So let's go ahead and use what is called join. So first to join these, you can say string. I will say string word, give it a new variable name, and go ahead and say let's go string dot join. Alright. So string dot join. Then we go ahead and insert space in between them and then break comma. And the string name here is countries. So copy this and come just down here and paste that. Wow. Just countries. Plus semicolon at the end. Alright, so if everything been equal, you can now go ahead and print out that. You can now see the console dot readline and you go ahead and say the names of the countries are. So the names of the countries are, put out this and put a comma, and then you pass in word, which is a new variable name you just created, and put a comma at the end. So you pass in this word and join the string countries, and then go ahead and display and print out word. And from this code, it's going to print out the countries. So the names of the countries are Nigeria, Ghana, India, and USA. Can you see that? Names of the countries are Nigeria, India, Ghana, USA. Go ahead and put a comma right inside there so you can be able to distinguish the countries. Or run the code again and check it out. So here you consider the names of the countries are Nigeria, Ghana, India, USA. Hope that's cool. Alright. Now the next thing I will need to do is But in the case you want to print out the character, so the character can be printed out the same way. Alright, now how do you do that? You are not going to use join for here. Let's go ahead and see how to print out the character. Go ahead and give a string name, and let's go that string. Have I used hello? I've not. So let's go ahead and use string let's go that chop print. So that is the new variable name, chop print, and then you go ahead and give that to be new string. And then what is the name of the arrays of a character? That is Nello. Can you go ahead and pick Nello and pass in Nero right inside here? Okay, go ahead and pass in Nello. Press semicolon and end. And now you go ahead and print out that, let's say, console dot readline. So console dot readline, I go ahead and just insert chop print, which is the new variable name. So chop print and press semicolon. You can write some sentences before you, just like the same way I say the names of the countries are. Then I went ahead and called word. You can go ahead and say hello, how blah that. Now go ahead and run this code and check it out. So you can see that hello is printed as a word. Okay, it's just printed as a word. Remember that each of the characters was separate. Consider hello, HELLO. We are separate, but mine has been printed as one. Can you see that? Alright, so that is very interesting, okay? Now, the other places you can be able to use string is, you can always have a string formatting. There is a placement if you want to print out a date. Alright, so you want to print out date. How can you be able to do that? Let's say we have a date, and let's say we have date time. So there's something called date time in C programming, and let's go to date time dt. Date time dt is equal to new date time. So date time dt is equal to new date time, and let's see that you're gonna pass in some parameters. Let's say 2012 and comma 10, then 10, 17, 58, and 1. So that is the year, the month, the day, the hour, the minute, and seconds, okay? So let's change this to be 2020, and let's every item be equal. Okay, now let's go ahead and place semicolon at the end, and then we go ahead and say call string, or school string new dt. Call that new string new dt is equal to, so this string here is in capital S. Can you see that? String S dot format. So the S is in uppercase and the F is in uppercase of straw. Now let's go ahead and say that can just go ahead and pass in dt right there. Let's go ahead and pass in dt, or we can go ahead and just add sentences. Today's date is so I said today's date is equal to dt. Alright, so now go ahead and put a comma right there, and then put a semicolon at the end. Okay, so to print that out, go ahead and say console console.writeLine. Console.writeLine, and then we go ahead and same. Just pass in that. Let's go ahead and just pass in new dt and put a semicolon at the end. So it's going to get this new string, and then you can go ahead and run this code and check it out. So if everything been equal, it's gonna work out fine. So today's date is equal to new dt. So what happened actually here is that we're supposed to put in this to be and date time. And how can we do that? Go ahead and put in. So go ahead and add today's date is equal to 0 time, that is 0 t is for time, and day. Date is 0d, then dt, and then go ahead and pass in 0. You can just write a small sentence right here, and that will show on. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this code and check it out. So you can say today's date, check it out. That will print this down here. So today's date is equal to, that is 0t is for the time, and date is 0d, October 10, 2020. Okay, so that is how it works. So 0t is for the time, and 0d is for, you go ahead and put a colon right in between them, and then for time and for date. Okay, so once you pass in this, go ahead and put this right there. So this is the format, is string format for this, consider that. So that is all for now. Put this down in your system. We're going to look more on a string format and the string objects later in this class as we move on in the next lecture, because we have a lot to learn on that string, because very important to write a simple code that will help you that will look very good. So go ahead and put this down in your system, and if you have any question, please go ahead and use the question and the answer section, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, and I'm going to see you in the next video lecture.